They said, I can do what I please. You'll never succeed. You're too young. You got no money. You don't have enough followers. Are you crazy? Yeah, I heard all of it.
Yeah. They tried to box me and early, told me stay in my lane, repeat grade suspensions, punished for thinking my way, pull your socks up, head down, don't question the line, but I never fit the system, I was busy redesigning mine, we think different, 1% wired, rules with suggestions, not limits, just fuel for the fire, told to behave to conform, to keep quiet and play small, but we weren't built for permission, we were built to build it all.
They said I can, I said I will, just watch me.
This is Monday Night Live, we're going legendary. We ain't built to be ordinary. Catch me live on LinkedIn and YouTube, dropping value for you and you and you and you. Together let's make it, together let's move. This is Monday Night Live, we don't follow trends, we set them. We don't wait for luck, we weaponize momentum. I didn't fit in a school, didn't fit in the room, didn't fit the mold, so I built something new. Now clients change lives, businesses transform. Almost $1 billion built from strategies born. Leads coming daily, deals getting closed. Systems at scale while you're still chasing hope. This ain't hustle porn, this is structure and truth. Real relationships beat algorithms and views. Likes don't pay bills, let's say it louder. Relationships do, that's real power. Most businesses chasing flings, one night stands. We're building families, trust, long-term plans. If you know the difference, you're my type of people.
I still face pressure, I still face doubt. Every damn day I figure it out. But I was built for this weight, built for this fight. This isn't luck, it's decades and nights. Nathaniel Bibby, name holds weight. Bibby Media Group, yeah, that's legacy in the making. 25 years in the game, scars and receipts. Thailand, Hong Kong, worldwide. Learn how business really beats. Sales is human, marketing's trust. No shortcuts here, just skill time and us. Let's get down to business.
Drop it in the comments. Monday Night Live, this is Monday Night Live. Show up weekly, change your story. Come for the tactics, stay for the identity. This is Monday Night Live. 1 year from now, you won't recognize your business. Different thinking, different standards, different results. We ain't built to be ordinary, we're built to be undeniable. And you motherfuckers can't stop me. Drop it in the comments. Pull up live, let's build something real. Monday Night Live, Monday Night Live. This is Monday Night Live. Show up weekly, change your story. Come for the tactics, stay for the identity. This is Monday Night Live. 1 year from now, you won't recognize your business. Different thinking, different standards, different results. To be ordinary, we ain't built to be ordinary. We ain't built to be ordinary.
Yeah. What's up? How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? Happy Monday. Happy Australia Day. Good to be in Aussie today, mate. Very proud to be an Australian. Who we got on the call here? Have we got any Aussies? Hey, Haziball, welcome. How you doing, Mandy? Good to see you. A bit later over in Melbourne. You had a few Aussie Day champagnes already, Mandy? Dwayne, how are you, mate? And Storm, yes. Representing Perth. All right, we're here to talk about LinkedIn video. Hey, by the way, that intro got me pumped. I got it playing really loud here, and it gets me psyched up. So I hope you guys enjoy it half as much as I do. But yeah, it reminds me every time I watch it, like what I'm actually doing here, like what we're building. It's exciting. There's not many people that stick with something for a year, like over a week. It's not that big a commitment, really, when you think about it. If people were investing in it, like if they paid, it doesn't have to be a lot. Like let's say they pay $1,000 to do like a weekly coaching session for a year, there's a much higher chance that you get about 30% of them that will stick with it and go through every time. But the people that do show up most weeks, and you know who you are, there is a few of you, they've already seen some outstanding results. If anything, they could be running this show right now. And then the people from like 3 or 4 years ago, their businesses look completely different now. It really makes a huge difference. So I've tried to like structure each topic so that we're not going over the same stuff. We're covering different areas, and it's not just LinkedIn. We're covering all areas of marketing. I believe that a lot of business is to do with psychology. Like I think it's one of the most underrated areas of sales, marketing, you know. This is going to be one of the biggest areas to focus on in 2026. I don't just say that because I don't know why I would just say that. Like it's not something that I'm particularly excited about. It's just a fact, you know, that video is going to be huge. LinkedIn's great for people that know how to write well, but there's a lot of people doing it. And do you know who else is doing it? All those robots. The 60% of us are using to write our content. All right. If you still believe LinkedIn video doesn't work, right? If there's a few of you out there, the data says that you are flat out wrong. Okay, not kind of wrong, not probably wrong. LinkedIn is now the fourth most popular platform in the world for video content. The fourth. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Like, who you got it competing against? You got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got TikTok, Instagram. So LinkedIn's above one of those two, Facebook or Instagram. I can't remember which one it was. By the way, oh, Jeff's in Melbourne. Yeah, is it hot over there? Is it, mate? It's very hot here. Very hot here. I'm going to be sweating up a storm soon. Nice to see you, Mandy. And yes, you have. Oi, oi, oi. True Aussie style. She's. I just asked her if she'd had a few champagnes already, given that Melbourne's a bit later over there. Funny, funny, funny. All right. Well, video's always been 5 times more shared than other types of content. But if you're going live, it's like 20 times. 20 times more engagement, 20 times more shareability. Okay. So that alone should stop you for a minute, because people don't share things unless it makes them feel something or makes them look smart for passing on. One of the things that people never raise, right? It's one of the most important things in social media marketing. No one wants to talk about it because no one wants to admit that it's a thing. And you know, to some people, it's more of a thing than others. It's probably more of a thing to the people who don't want to talk about it. But it's status, right? A lot of the time when people are sharing stuff, it's to do with status, like showing that they have this social currency, this inside track. The part that matters is this, though. Video posts on LinkedIn get around 5 times more engagement than text posts. Live video it's over 20 times. It's 24 times, I'm pretty sure. Get 24 times more engagement than text posts. Okay, 24 times if you go live. It's a lot easier for everyone to go live now. LinkedIn has just updated its event feature, and it's a lot easier for everyone to go live. And I recommend using StreamYard like I do. I'm actually going to share my screen in this episode. Well, I'm going to try and share my screen. I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look at the most popular videos on LinkedIn last year. Like not just ones that I found. These are from LinkedIn themselves. And we're going to analyze just what is it about them that made them do well, right? So that you can get these results as well. Because a lot of the mistakes that you guys would be making, if you're not getting the results you want, are pretty simple to fix. Okay, they're not complicated. You don't have to be a really experienced cinematographer to make this work. Okay, and you don't have to. Yeah, exactly. You can use a mobile phone. I mean, over the last year alone, the number of video posts on LinkedIn has grown by 53%. Okay, which sounds like a lot, but there wasn't a lot of people to start with. Video clicks are up 160%. And if you ever watch any LinkedIn's CEO or the head of strategy spoke to Stephen Bartlett, the guy from Diary of a CEO recently, whenever you watch these interviews or LinkedIn say something publicly, they're pretty much always saying, we want people to come onto LinkedIn and we want them to create videos. Talk to us. Tell us about your career. Tell us about your job. Tell us what you're working on. They want to push video as a medium on the platform. And of course they do, because video is the most engaging form of content. It's the most authentic, and it's going to build deeper relationships, which keeps people on the platform, right? So it keeps LinkedIn's shareholders happy. You know, if people stay on the platform longer, on average, each time they log on, or on a daily average, LinkedIn make more money, just so that's clear. So their goal is to keep people on the platform. It means they want to show them content they're going to watch and, you know, stay on the platform longer. So that's a good thing. If they're pushing video, that means it's going to be easier, because you're going to have that little extra push from the platform. Does that make sense? So less competition, more of a push from LinkedIn. more authentic. Okay, the statistics say that engagement is a lot higher, like a lot higher, right? And so with live video, it's even higher than that. I think one of the things that people misunderstand about video is they think I'm just going to get into video. I'm going to do video, and then they spend all week like recording this video, and they do all these different takes, and then they post their video, and they go, "Oh, that didn't really do anything. I'll do another one." And 2 weeks later, they post another one. "Oh, I don't really know that was that good. We need to come up with better ideas." And then they spend 3 weeks creating the next one. Then they post that. The game is consistency. The game is volume. Like, it's very important that you're not thinking about it like one video at a time. You need to be creating. Well, look, put it this way. When I create video content or when I'm working with a client, I'm creating 30 videos at a time. 30 videos at a time. I honestly I don't really care that 10 of them are going to be rubbish. I know 10 of them won't be as good as the other 20, right? And I know there'll be like 5 that will outperform. But to be honest with you, I think that I know which ones are the top 5 and the bottom 10. I've got a pretty good idea with my content. I must admit, I've been doing it a long time. But when it comes to clients, I'm constantly surprised by the market, right? The audience is going to tell you what it wants. Your audience is different to my audience. Your network is different to my network, right? So you have to test. So I think it's much better strategy, rather than trying to pick the top 5 and only post those during the month, is to post all 30 and then get the feedback. And then you'll know which ones did well. The top 5, put them in a separate folder, and then you can post them again in 3 months with a different caption. You want to know what your audience likes. And then next time you batch create content, you can gear it more towards the content that did well. You'll start to learn patterns of what does well. And when I say does well, I want to be very clear. I'm not talking about views. I'm talking about leads, comments, conversations, business. You will know when a video is good, and it won't always be the one with the highest views. Okay, like, be careful with the ones with the really high views, because it might mean that you're just being quite broad, which means, yes, it'll reach the goal of reaching more people because it's more relevant to more people, but it might be working against you when it comes to generating more leads and getting more business. Okay, so just be mindful of that. I know people who have got 5,000-6,000 connections or followers who make more money from LinkedIn every single month than people with 200 to 300,000 followers. It really has nothing to do with how successful you will be from a business context. It's all about the quality. We talk about this every single week. I always say this. It's about relationships, starting conversations, okay? LinkedIn doesn't just reward you for posting video. So getting views, LinkedIn's not going to reward you for getting a view. LinkedIn doesn't. Okay, let me just backtrack for a minute, okay? Their goal is to keep people on the platform longer. What they actually want is watch time. They want videos that people are actually watching. So it's way more important how many people complete watching the video, or what percentage of the video they watch, than it is views. On YouTube is a great example. Everything's based on watch time, not views. Because if people start watching because they saw a fancy thumbnail and they thought Mr. Beast is going to be in the video or whatever, and then they stop watching, your watch time is going to be very short. And so therefore you won't get that bigger push in the algorithm, even though you might get lots of clicks to start with because people are expecting something. They're measuring watch time. LinkedIn does the same thing. Okay, so they want to know how long people are watching the video for. So now that the analytics are a bit more in depth on LinkedIn, you can see that sort of information, like how much of the video are people generally watching? Like, how much is the average time, the average duration? Okay, that's what you want to be optimizing for. Videos with over a 70% completion rate are 3.5 times more likely to be recommended by the algorithm. Okay, and if you get engagement in the first hour, you're 4 times more likely to be pushed further. Okay, so that's not LinkedIn being mysterious. That's LinkedIn following human behavior and optimizing for the platform, right? By the way, guys, if you are new here, like, this is Monday Night Live. I gave a little bit of a blurb before, but we do weekly dose of marketing strategies, LinkedIn tips, and how to grow your business really in the modern era. Like, this is where I bring ideas and strategies before I bring them anywhere else in an educational format. And I'm working with brands that are growing their business on LinkedIn. So we're doing lead generation and content marketing campaigns specifically on LinkedIn. I do a lot of training as well. I have worked with it would be tens of thousands of businesses by now. So you can imagine every kind of industry. So I know what works, not what doesn't work on LinkedIn. We only work with a handful of clients at any point in time, but we've got a lot of experience. And yeah, so I kind of bring all that experience and feedback from the market and channel it here, where I can give for free my best advice after being in marketing for, what has it been now? 24 years. 24 years in marketing. Crazy. I haven't been more excited about something on LinkedIn for a long time than I have for video. And I must admit, I have been excited about it for a while, but things are changing a lot right now. Mainly because if, think about it, if LinkedIn are focused on getting people to do more videos and people aren't, they're going to optimize the platform to suit a mobile consumer, which means that the mobile video feed, you may have seen it brought out at the start of last year, where you can kind of scroll through videos like you do on TikTok. I'm almost certain, but it's not really based on any evidence, or I haven't heard it from LinkedIn directly, but I'm almost certain, just based on my experience and how things generally work, that LinkedIn video feed is coming back this year. I'm sure it will. They'd be crazy not to, right? Because of the statistics of how TikTok's performed and Instagram and Snapchat, it makes sense that they would follow that human behavior, if you know what I mean. So what that means is they've probably got like a team of engineers sitting around in Silicon Valley or LA or New York or wherever, who are meeting, twice a week, trying to work out how to make the experience better for you to post more video content. Right. So you want to be ready, because consistency is very important. When they did have the video feed, there was a lot of creators that had less than 5,000 followers that were going viral. And I analyzed loads of them. I analyzed maybe 400 or 500 posts. This is what I noticed. The people that were going viral, they didn't have a lot of followers. They didn't necessarily have professional. In fact, most of them didn't have professional filming. It was on their phone. But they were posting at least twice a week. There was no one going viral that was posting less than twice a week for about 3 or 4 weeks in a row, right? So when I saw this trend happening, I was only doing like one video a week, and the other posts were like images or text posts. So I started posting at least 2 videos a week, and it took me 3 weeks before the first one to go viral. So I was normally getting around 5,000 to 10,000 views a video, which is great. But then I got 720,000 overnight, right, on one video. So that's the difference it makes. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, it's not like the holy grail. It's not like I got like loads of sales after that. There was a bit of a disconnect between the number of views and the number of leads coming in. But that's normal with a new feature while they're still developing it. So that I anticipate that would improve. So that nothing's always perfect to begin with. Nothing on social media is stagnant, right? So it's a real bad mistake if you look at something like LinkedIn or even Facebook or Google, and you try it one way, and you try it today and you go, oh, it doesn't work. It doesn't work now. It doesn't work with what you did. Like it's going to change. That's why I wouldn't ignore LinkedIn video. I wouldn't even ignore LinkedIn groups. LinkedIn groups have been rubbish for years. I've still got my eye on them because I know that they're going to improve them at some point, if that makes sense. Who we got in the chat? Crystal. Yeah. Oh, hey, any more Aussies? We got 44 degrees tomorrow. Ooh, that is warm for Australian standards, even for Perth. Hey, Hazel, how are you? Hey, how's everyone gone with their content this week? Let me know in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a guest of honor in the house introducing Jag Jassal. Jag is one of the most switched on entrepreneurs I know. He actually mentored me for a while. Connect with Jag, guys. He's a wealth of knowledge and very generous human being. You can learn a lot from him. He's built and sold lots of businesses in the IT sector, and he helps consults to firms in that sector. And he just wrote a book, actually. I've got it somewhere around here. But I get distracted. Jag jumps in and I get all excited. Now, I'll give you a stat that should change how you post immediately. Native LinkedIn videos are watched for 52% longer than videos that are linked out from LinkedIn. So like YouTube, right? So they're watched for 52% longer. So if you're still dropping YouTube links into LinkedIn, you wondering why reach is dead. There's a lot of research that has come out recently that says links won't hurt your post, because there was a school of thought saying, well, if you put a link in your post, LinkedIn doesn't want people to leave the platform, therefore it's going to hurt your reach. The truth is, you know, that might be true that it doesn't hurt your reach. It might be, I don't know. But if you've got a link in your post, what's going to happen before people get to the comment section? Think about it. They're going to click the link, aren't they? Which means they've left your post before they've engaged on it. You've just reduced your dwell time. So it's affecting all these other algorithm factors as well. So I still don't advise on putting links in your post. Like, if you're going to do it, put it in the comments, just because then people will consume the post, drop a comment, and it's just a natural form of engagement, and they can click in the comments. And if you do get penalized by LinkedIn for having a link, then in the comments, maybe they won't notice it, right? Videos need to have captions. I mean, they have automated captions on LinkedIn. For starters, you need to speak very clearly if you're going to use those. Second of all, people have to toggle them on or off. If you expect your audience to bother toggling something on or off, like, it's very unlikely. The reason it's important is I think it's between 70 and 80% of people are watching videos without the sound on. Okay, so which means that there's a lot of people who are staring at their phone at work who are not working. They're watching Nat Bibi. Maybe they're learning something. Yeah, but they got to have the subtitles. The beauty of having them burned in is people don't have to touch anything, and they're bigger. They actually make the content more engaging because people start, like, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, when you're watching something with subtitles that bounce in or whatever, you kind of end up you kind of half watching the subtitles as you are the actual video. So if you do it right, they can be quite entertaining. Now, the challenge with creating lots of video is what? Time. We run businesses. We don't have a lot of it. We don't have a lot of time. If we're spending time on something, we need to demonstrate return on investment. So there's a couple things here, right? First, be very careful, especially at the start, using AI, because 65% of people are creating their content with AI, whether you're using it for editing, scripting, writing captions, or whatever. It's tempting just to go, oh, that's way better than I would write, and just copy and paste it over. Right? Anyone who's got a bit of experience can tell if it's AI. The algorithm can tell if you haven't made any changes. Algorithm can tell. They don't want AI content. They want to build trust. They want humans. Okay. So what I'm going to suggest is you actually want to do it. You want to do your videos yourself. You can get some ideas if you need to from AI, but stop there. I have to get you to stop. As soon as I say get your ideas, people just do the whole thing on AI, right? So stop there and just do it. Authentic. Well, you need to build a real relationship. Do not outsource building a real relationship with your audience. You know, it's trust. We're building trust, okay? Now, yes, I do use AI quite often, right? But I know exactly what I'm telling it to do. Quite often I'll give it a human script first to create the thing, and I'll say in it, don't change my language. Don't change the way that I say things, because it needs to be conversational. It needs to be authentic. Like, I don't say the word fluff all the time. It's like, no fluff all the time. This is like, mate, stop with the fluff. All right. What else does it say? It says some funny stuff. But anyway, so you want to show the algorithm that you're a human being, and you want to practice. So you want to get to know your audience. You know, there's some guys that use engagement pods that get fake engagement. You know what? They're actually not bad, like, content creators. They're actually good writers. But the thing is, they never found out what works with their audience, because they've got a fake audience. They've got this fake engagement. You're basically, like, if you get engagement pod, which means like you're in a group and you all comment on each other's stuff, and that's supposed to get you more visibility, right? What happens is you're teaching the algorithm to show your content to people that actually don't care about it. They actually don't care. I'll prove it to you. If you think that they care, if you're in an engagement pod and you think they care, try leaving. See what happens. They will not comment. The only reason they're commenting is because of the value that they get back when you comment on their post. So you've got a florist, you've got a restaurateur, you've got another LinkedIn marketer in Denmark. They're all commenting, and LinkedIn has no idea who to show your content to, and neither do you. And you don't know what content your audience is interested in. Okay. If you do get any benefit from it, it'll be social proof, which is like, oh, look at this guy. He's got so many likes and comments. He must be good. I'm going to do business with him. That is a very shit way to build a long-term relationship with someone because it's inauthentic. The reason that they had confidence in you is nonsense. It's like saying you're a best-selling author when really you just put yourself in the medieval category, and for that particular day you sold the most copies because you and your mum bought one each. It's nonsense. And then you go to a live talk and you sell to people going, I'm a best-selling author, and they all run to the back and spend $30 on your book. Mate, do the work. Actually earn the title and be good at what you do. Let the work speak for itself. If you're building trust with people, you can't lie to them. And that is the same as lying. It's misleading people. Okay. Build trust with your audience. If you get AI to do it, it's also not a good look, especially if they're like those videos where it's pretending to be you. What's it called? Hey Jasper, or Hey Jen. Yeah. Which is great. I think it's awesome. It's amazing. But if you're going to use something like that, and I understand why you would, if you were like, trying to do things at scale and what have you, make sure it's very clear. Like that, I'm Nat AI. I'm not Nat, right? Because otherwise you are deceiving people. You want to be really honest and transparent, I think, with this video stuff. Scott Eddie, stop it. We've got all the celebrities in the house today. From Bangkok, Rung Tep, Swadee Krap. And we got some comments here. Confirm this. I want captions. I often listen on silent. Insta stories kill me without caption. For sure. Oh, Jag's got some nice things to say about me. There we go. Let's spend some time on this one. If you are looking to grow and really learn from this guy, this is what he has to say. Oh, thank you, my friend. That's very, very sweet. Oh, Amber's here too. Wow, we got some of the old school Monday Night Live squad in the house. Very cool. Very cool. And hey, man, we've been chatting on Instagram. Welcome. All right, guys. If you have got questions as we go along, please do drop them. Video is very important. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Opus Clip, because Opus Clip is, well, I think it's pretty cool. The thing is pretty cool. You can drop a video in there. In fact, should we have a look at it? Do you guys want to have a look at it? I can bring it up for you if you want. Look, it's pretty cool. What you can do on Opus Clip is, who's used Opus Clip, by the way? Let me know in the chat. I'm going to actually show you what my Opus Clip looks like, so you guys have got an idea. Yes, there we go. All right, so just bear with me one second. I'm going to share my screen, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't done this on Monday Night Live for a while. All right, that's a beautiful looking montage there. We go over here. So this is what it looks like in the dashboard. Basically, you can put a link in here to a video on YouTube, or you can upload, right? And so these are 4 new ones that they actually can come in automatically as well. And so I haven't even looked at this one yet. So you click on it and you can set it up so that it has an outro video. Like I've got that little Monday Night Live clip. You can set it up. The subtitles go in automatically, right? And it's just given me, 20, 25 odd clips. And it gives them a rating out of 100, 99, 98, 96. So they're in order of like what it thinks will do the best. And it also writes the post for you. You could schedule all of them at once if you want to, and it'll write the post for you. I don't use it for writing posts. I do use it on TikTok and the company Instagram channel. But I always write the post myself when it comes to LinkedIn. But yeah, like I'll play. Well, see, this is a cool thing. It's picking up the hook, right? It's picking up the hook. So I'll come back to our little conversation over here, because I'm not sure, making sure that's all the audio is working. Yeah, so I just want to tell you about that. So it's picking up on the hook, right? So it's picking up on the hook. So that means it's starting from the most engaging point. So you'll notice when I'm doing Monday Night Live, every now and then I'm dropping a hook. I don't know if you guys notice this, but sometimes I'm doing it like every few minutes. And the reason for that is because I know that Opus Clip will pick up that piece of content and section it off. So that comes with practice. I wouldn't worry too much about trying to do it live and create clips all at once. What you want to do though, if you're creating video content, you don't have to write the script for the video. But what I suggest you do write is the hook, because then you can edit it very easily because you know where it starts, right? And it starts with the most engaging thing. Because most people are losing people within the first 10 seconds. On average, 50% of people are gone after 10 seconds. It's like 80% after a minute. 80%. So if your video is a minute and a half, like it's got to be so good for there to be people still watching. My videos go for a minute, 20 seconds. There's about 25, 30% still watching at the end that make it that far. Okay. But that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. That's good. But you got to make the start really engaging. How do you do that? You just have to come across with a really strong statement. On my website, I don't know where it is on my website. So what I'll get you to do is drop in the comments 100 hooks. I've got a template PDF with 100 hook templates in it. You can have it. Oh, by the way, what do you think of my t-shirt? Can you read that all right? Hey, the new Bibby Media Group t-shirt. For those of you listening, not watching, it says, stop pissing people off and start adding value. All right, I'm going to bring up, what I want to bring up now is LinkedIn have published what they believe to be the most engaging videos. They did it last year, right? So let's have a look at some of them together. Okay, so top videos on LinkedIn. Okay, so 7 months ago, whatever. These are good videos, right? So let's have a look at why. This one, I don't think it's that good. It hasn't got that much engagement. Let's keep going. All right. Let's have a look at this one. From the start. I've already watched it. We'll have to refresh it. So what I want to pay attention to here, guys, and you guys should all have a look at this. I'll drop the link in the comments after, is what are they saying at the start? Notice, by the way, the thumbnail, that's a picture. That's an image that she's uploaded with the video. So that's the image that people see in the newsfeed. Fantastic. Guys, the easiest way to create a hook is just to have a question. That's why podcasts are so great. But you notice how succinct she asked that question? What are the 3 platforms? This is fantastic. No intro, no, this is where we are, this is who we are. Straight into it. Brilliant. Let's have a look at this one. Same thing, right? She's just on her own and she just got that little fluffy microphone. And yeah, she's asking the audience a question. Isn't that fantastic? Okay, ABC. Let's see what these guys are doing. They're out and about. By the way, that's a thumbnail as well. The fact that he's outside gives you a huge competitive edge on LinkedIn because no one does that. Mate, this is a no-brainer entertainment content thing. This just shows you that the good creators are moving over from Instagram, right? Okay, let's see what this chap's doing. Okay, Shane Elliott. He's a retired banker with over 35 years experience across Australia. Look how many engagement he's got there. All right, I don't know. He's cheating because, you know, A and Z have got lots of stuff, haven't they? So, yeah, he's only got 65 comments, whatever. It's good. I think it's great. Like, sorry, Shane. No, I didn't mean to, like, blow your thunder like that. I mean, it is awesome what you're doing there. It is awesome. But it's not like, you know, 3,500, a lot of those people are your employees. Aren't they, mate? Mate, see, a lot of intrigue there, right? Just like giving you a problem. See, how many of these are questions, by the way? LinkedIn is really picking up the questions, aren't they? Where's Nat Bibby? Oh, Brendan. Yeah, okay. Blind spotting. So on mine, like if I look at the videos that did well, Which one's? What's one of the one that got a lot of leads? It's one of these ones. This one or this one. One of these ones do really well, right? These ones do really well. Wonder why these ones do well. Let's have a look at one of these. Let's have a look at what the hook is. Right. So that what I'm doing there, and by the way, that would do better if it had that question cut out because it was a bit mumbly, wasn't it? I'm just coming back to you guys. What I'm doing there is I'm nailing the problem, right? So when you're doing podcast interviews or you're creating videos, when somebody asks you a question of like, let's say they say, "Oh, what should you be doing to get better staff in your business, whatever?" What you should do first is identify the problem, because that's what people will relate to. That's how you engage people. So that's why I'm saying, like, a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, Nathaniel, I've got all these followers. Why can't I get any business?" Or whatever it may be. Or I'm not getting enough leads from my profile. The problem is they've made it like a CV, and then this is what you do differently. So that people will identify with the problem more. You will reach more people, engage more people if you structure it that way. Good to see you all dropping 100 hooks in the chat there, guys. Can't hear your LinkedIn audio, sadly. Okay, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. I was wondering whether the LinkedIn audio would come through, but was there subtitles? Because we just talked about this, didn't we? Most people are watching without subtitles. Hey, sorry, if any of you were sitting there just going, "I'm unable to hear," and you just think it's just you, it wasn't just you. We will know for the future. It's the first time I've done a screen share on Monday Night Live. I'm trying to be innovative, Consistency is very important. When you look at the conversion data, when you look at sales and leads, which no one talks about, by the way, everyone's like just talking about views. Like, videos between 1 and 2 minutes long are actually converting better than the shorter ones. Less views, less people watching, more sales. Why is that? Because think about it. If someone's watched 2 minutes of your content, it's probably going to trust you more than if they watch 1 minute. It's trust being built in real time. My goal with my marketing for my business is to get you on YouTube. If you're my ideal client, I want you all on YouTube, but if you're my ideal client, I want to get you on YouTube. Why is that? Because the videos on there are like long as. They're like 45 minutes. If you watch a couple of those, it's hard for you to like not build some familiarity. You might think that I'm a dickhead, but then you'll stop watching after 10 minutes. So if you watch for 45 minutes, that's a good sign. I want to talk a little bit about storytelling before we wrap up, because storytelling is a superpower when it comes to video. I just love storytelling. I think it's really important, right? Imagine two people pitching the same product. The first one lists all of its features. It's fast, efficient, cost effective. The second tells a story. Last year, I met a business owner named Sarah. She was drowning in admin work, spending hours every night on spreadsheets instead of being with her kids. When she tried our system, she cut that time in half, and for the first time in years, she made it home for dinner every night. Which person's pitch does it stick with you? Which one resonates with you more? Okay, the science proves that the second option is actually more memorable, and it is more likely to build trust and more likely to drive action. When we hear facts, only 2 parts of our brain light up. They're ignited, right? When we hear a story, our entire brain engages. The neurons mirror what the speaker is feeling, and we relate, right? The more neurons you've got firing, the more emotion that you invoke, the more memorable whatever you're saying is, the more memorable you are. That's why storytelling isn't just nice to have. It's the most powerful way to create connection. It's the most powerful way to create trust and impact on video. So storytelling is pretty loose. You think, just tell a story. There's a bit of structure to it. Like, there's a lot to it, actually. Actually, in LinkedIn Video Secrets, bibbymediagroup.com. You click on the shop icon and then you go to is it LinkedIn Video Secrets? That's what it's called. Yeah. So it's my online course for LinkedIn video. Like we go into the structure of storytelling, the psychology of storytelling. That course is fantastic. If you want to get into LinkedIn video, go check it out. It's called LinkedIn Video Secrets on bibimediagroup.com. Okay. Now, the perfect story structure. There's a structure to every great story. It's not just beginning, middle, and end. There's a guy that I love. He did a couple of TED Talks called David J.P. Phillips. He was on Monday Night Live a couple of times, actually. David, I know some of you are trying to write that down. David J.P. Phillips. He did a talk about the PowerPoint is dead, and then he did the storytelling one. But he talks about a concept called the circle of influence, right, in storytelling. So you got step number one is the setup. We meet the main character, who could be you or someone else, your client. Step two, there's some conflict, like something goes wrong. Tension builds. There's a challenge. Number three is the resolution, which, you know, in the context of business, it could be like a lesson or an insight or a transformation, okay? So make it real. I was once coaching a business guy who struggled with video content. He told me, I just don't think I have anything interesting to say. So I asked him, what's one moment in your life that changed everything? And he thought for a second and said, well, there was this one time when I lost my biggest client overnight. It forced me to rethink everything about how I run my business. And I just stopped him. I said, that's it. That's the story. His business is going well. He lost his biggest client. He changed his approach and built something even better. I don't even need to know the details. Setup, conflict, resolution. Okay. Best stories follow this framework. Think about how you started your company. Or if you didn't start your company, sorry, I'm assuming, no, we're not all founders, are we? So think about how you got into what you do now. If you're good at what you do, you weren't always good at what you do. Was there a moment where you gained some insight that may be, you know, different to what most of the people in your industry believe? What was that insight? How did you feel before it? You know, how did the insight come to you? Share that story. You'll be much more relatable to your target audience. You'll relate more to them if you tell them about the time when you didn't know the answers. And you will also be focusing on the problem. So you'll be kicking that goal as well. The power of hand gestures is quite important. Some people, this is natural. I find that it's much more effective for me to be natural and not think too much about what I'm doing with my body, but hand gestures is something I do anyway. If you've ever watched someone talk with their hands like this on a video or behind their back when they're doing their video, it's a little bit boring or uninteresting or a bit awkward, right? That's because hand gestures are actually an extension of our words. We use them and we become more engaging, more persuasive, more memorable. I don't know. There's something about open palms builds trust as well. Just like this is building trust. You shouldn't go like that. I actually did that before. It'd be interesting to know if you like felt, you know, that I was a bit more disconnect between us when I did that, you know. Small, precise gestures. If you're saying number 2, put up a 2. 3, you know, there's visual cues, help people follow along with what you're saying. I mean, the visuals should really help people follow along with your content. So if you're putting any graphics in, make sure that they're helping people follow along the content. You don't want graphics in there just for the sake of it. It has to help the story or help what you're trying to describe. If you think about Steve Jobs, when he said, this changes everything, and his hands moved slowly and deliberately, it made those words feel much bigger than they were, didn't it? If you combine it with tone and pacing, you speed up when you're excited, slow down when you want something to land, and most importantly, use the pause. And we could all get more effective of using the pause, couldn't we? Silence is powerful, creates anticipation. I don't do enough of it, but sometimes I do, and it's great. It makes people lean in and lets your message sink in. We are all so quick to fill the silence, myself included. There was, except for the ANZ guy, no subtitles, mate. Oh, I've got to go back to that post and talk to him. Yeah, I reckon I could help that guy. He'd be able to introduce me to someone at LinkedIn, perhaps. he'd be able to introduce me to someone at ANZ, perhaps. Sorry, I was doing two things at once. Men cannot do two things at once. We can't read a comment and talk at the same time. All right. Silence, yeah, it builds anticipation. Anticipation is very important. So that's why we always talk about what people should expect, right? We're going to cover the three things or whatever. We're telling people what the video are about very succinctly at the start, okay? Now, your video environment, this always comes up. This is the only reason I'm raising it, your video and environment, okay? So this is where I've ended up after doing this for like, well, it's almost been 10 years in terms of, you know, where I film when I'm at home and my home office. So, you know, my content actually does pretty well when I'm traveling, if I'm in Melbourne or Sydney, because I'm in a different environment. I just have to say that all this stuff is not as important as you think. Right? It's not as important as you think. Like it's great to have some interesting stuff in the background, but it really doesn't matter. The focus should be on you, and that's one of the things that the lighting does. So I've got a light here, and I can't turn this camera around, but it's like a LED panel, and it's actually attached to my desk, and it's got a grid around it, right? And the grid has like checkered lines in between it. You've ever seen those black like noughts and crosses on the light? So what that does is, first of all, it diffuses the light, so it just makes it less intense. And then the black stuff, the black mesh that's on it, keeps the light going straight, so it doesn't go all over the place. That's how you're able to get the background dark, right? And it would be even darker, but I've also got a light here which doesn't have the mesh on it, which helps bring the light on my face from two directions. You can, like, if you're going to have one light, you just have a ring light behind the camera and coming directly at you. That's cool. The reason that I don't know, the professional guys seem to have it coming from one direction, then less so from the other direction, and then you're supposed to have a third one coming from behind you, which I don't have. But that's the one coming from behind you is supposed to light up like your hair and just make you pop from the background. So the focus is on you. 3 lights coming at you. You don't really want to light above your head. Yeah, it's not ideal. So, I mean, rule of thumb is like you don't need all this stuff. Like if you just put the camera by the window, so you've got light, it's diffused already because it's like coming from the whole window. Coming from behind you, you don't need a dark background. There's nothing cool, like it's just preference. There's nothing that says you need a dark background. I was just copying guys on YouTube. I don't know if I like it or not. But yeah, you have the camera in front of the window. So there was lights coming from behind, it's diffused. You can get a much better picture like that than having all these fancy lights everywhere. It's just like if you want to shoot at night and stuff, you've got to be practical, okay? But it's soft, even lighting. You don't want it too strong, too harsh. You want to be able to focus on what you're doing. What else? The microphone here. So these days, the microphones are so good. I mean, on your phone, it would be brilliant. You know, so if you've got a selfie stick and a phone, I really don't think you need anything else, to be honest. But if you want to get a microphone, this one's fantastic. It's the Rode USB mic. It's just the latest model. I had the old model and then I upgraded it, but this one is fantastic. It's got like real dynamic range. I don't know if I'm always using it correctly, but it can do a lot. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, there's not really anything else you need. You just need to make sure that you've got your hook written out, keep your background clean, nothing too distracting. And if you want to get a good quality, if you want to get like a professional camera, I use the Sony EV10, ZEV10, I think it is. Sony ZEV10. It's one of the most popular cameras for like vloggers. It's very small. It's not that expensive. You can use it when you're out and about, or you can use it in situations like this, and it transmits to live at I think it's at 1080p, which is more than high enough, right? And you can shoot on a memory card at 4K. So it's a great camera. I've had 2 of them. It's in my second one actually. Okay. Now, moving on from the gear stuff, okay, unless you've got any questions. If you've got any questions, by the way, let me know. But natural light does brilliance. Does wonders. Okay, so you want to make people feel something with your story. So dopamine will create curiosity, engagement. Dopamine is very powerful. When we use suspense, anticipation, hooks, we're creating dopamine, curiosity, and engagement. Curiosity. So if you tell people what they're going to find out before you tell them what they're going to find out, You create that anticipation, they create that dopamine. If you just tell them the stuff, you're not creating that dopamine, doing yourself a disservice. Oxytocin, that's when you're authentic, right? If I told you a vulnerable story right now about when I lost my job and I got my electricity cut out and my car had no petrol in it and the lights went out, the sun went down. I went to turn the lights on. They wouldn't turn on. So I was in a dark apartment and I was 2 weeks away or something like that from getting evicted. I'd had the eviction notice and I didn't know what to do, right? I tried to call my parents. They couldn't help me for whatever reason. I didn't know a lot of people in Melbourne. I had no job. I was $20,000 in debt. It was a really difficult time. It was rock bottom, right? So what I did is I got an extension cord out of the cupboard, ran it down the stairwell of my apartment building into a wall power point in the public area. Obviously, the public area had power. Ran it back up the stairs again. The idea is just to plug a light in, so I've got a light, right? And I was going to write a business plan underneath it with my notebook. That was my plan. It didn't even reach the front door. And then I thought, oh, maybe I've got another extension cord. Went and got another one, connected both of them together, did that, wrote my business plan under that desk lamp. And then next day I started Bibby. It was called Bibby Consulting Group at the time, but now Bibby Media Group. And did $15,000 in my first day in business. And that's how I started my entrepreneurial journey. It was from a period of desperation, not necessarily inspiration. Now, when I share that story, the first time I did it, I was shaking. Like my nervous system was not responding well because I was being extremely vulnerable, very shy about it. I've shared it quite a lot of times now. And I still feel that a little bit, but it gets better with practice. But when you show that authenticity, that vulnerability, you share something about yourself that, you went through, you're building connection. People will relate to it. That's how you build connection. And that's how you create oxytocin. And when you create oxytocin, you create trust and connection, right? So I think there's something to be said for being a little bit personal, not all the time, but sometimes, especially if it's to demonstrate a point. If you can share a personal story that helps demonstrate a point that adds value to someone's life, like I just did, then I think that's really powerful. The third one is endorphins, just to change the mood a little bit. Joy and energy, telling jokes. No one does this on LinkedIn. I try to do it. I'm just not that funny. Okay. But if you think about your favorite talks and your favorite content creators, they do it. They make you feel entertained and inspired. And that's when you get endorphins and that creates joy and energy. And those are great chemicals for your prospects to feel, aren't they? We've got somebody. Oh, Luan Mariz, how are you, mate? Good to see you here. Hey, another big fan. Do we get $100 before every time we had heard this story? Oh, Jeff, you've got to be telling the story over and over again, my friend. You've got to be telling the story over and over again. But yeah, apologies, I had to listen to that again. I just really wanted to demonstrate that oxytocin. That's so valuable. I'll share a different one next time, I promise. All right, guys. We're going to have to leave it there because we're getting close to 7 o'clock here in Australia Day. And I know a lot of you have got to get back to drinking beers and cooking steaks on the barbecue. But what I would like to offer you this week is go out there and create a video. My challenge is quite unique. I want you to do it outside. I want you to do it outside where people are going to be watching you. Yes, that's right. I'm going to do it too. I'm going to do it. I'm going to find somewhere where people are going to be looking at me and I'm going to record a video on my phone in public. I want you all to do it. You included, Storm, and you, Jag, and Andy, and Jeff. I want everybody to do it. And I want you to tag me in it and put the hashtag Monday Night Live. Let's see who's brave enough, because we need to get over the fear of what other people may think when we're doing content, because the best content on these other platforms are the ones where you're out and about and doing stuff. And that's what will work best on LinkedIn if you've got the balls to do it. And I need to push myself as well. So I'm going to do it as well. I'm going to hold myself accountable to you guys. Let's do it together. Monday Night Live squad, let's go. All right. Remember, Knowledge is useless without execution, guys. So go out there and make a difference. I hope you have a great week in business, and I'll see you right back here next Monday for another episode of Monday Night Live. I hope you got value from tonight, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.